Hello and welcome to Cox Local Edition on CNN Headline News. I'm Catherine Falk with Cox Communications. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so pleased to have State Senator Mark Herring join us. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
And tell us about what did you do before the General Assembly?
I served on the Loudoun County Board of Supervisors for 4 years, and I'm an attorney in private practice and was elected to the General Assembly in January of 2006.
Terrific. And what about your district? What does that span?
It includes most of Loudoun County and a portion of western Fairfax. The area in Fairfax is between the toll road and Route 50 around the Dulles Airport area.
Great. And I know you serve on a lot of committees. Tell us about those.
I do serve on 4 standing committees, Commerce and Labor, which is where most of the business issues are dealt with, and General Laws and Technology, Local Government, and Senate Rehabilitation and Social Services.
Great. Your chief concern, as is the chief concern of many constituents, is transportation. Tell us what's happening on transportation.
Well, certainly in Northern Virginia, traffic is one of the biggest concerns we have. And in 2009, the governor had campaigned on having a detailed plan to fix transportation. We're still kind of waiting to see that come forward and how that takes shape. But in the meantime, I've been working hard to find funding for the funding sources that we do have for the most important areas in the district. For example, I was able to get the funding for the remaining interchanges on Route 28, like Noakes Boulevard, Frying Pan, McLaren, and those are now constructed, and it's made the lives of tens of thousands of people who use that road every day a lot better. We've got funding in place now to widen Route 50 between Route 28 and South Riding, so hopefully that contract will be let next year. And I've recently formed a Route 7 task force to try and get traffic alleviation measures in there. There are a couple of areas that are especially important concern, from Leesburg to Route 28 and from Route 28 to just east of the Loudoun-Fairfax line.
That's great, and I know that technology is another very important issue to you and to your constituents. Tell us about what's going on with technology issues.
Well, we here in Northern Virginia have a lot of technology industry, and I think there are areas where we can continue to grow. And in this economy, anything we can do to help incentivize that industry to grow, I think is good for our region. Technology jobs tend to be better paying than most, and when the small startup technology company takes off, there's a lot of growth potential. So last year I introduced legislation that would help incentivize investment in new startup technology companies. And this year I'm working with a number of leaders in the technology sector to identify some additional incentives that we can put in place to try and continue to grow in that area.
That's great. Jobs are so important these days. I know another issue that's had a lot of headlines recently is the SPICE and K2 issue. Tell us about that. I know you're going to introduce some legislation on that.
Well, it's a very serious problem that's growing in Virginia very quickly. K2 or SPICE are the popular names for it, sometimes called synthetic marijuana, which is kind of a misnomer because the chemicals are very different and in some ways much more dangerous. The products are made overseas in China and Korea, and the chemicals are designed to evade our current drug laws. They're sprayed onto incense and spices and sold, and right now they're legal. And a lot of young people, teens, adults are experimenting with it, and it's creating a lot of problems for us.
And Senator, I know you love to hear from your constituents. What's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Well, they can either email me or just go to my website. My email address is senator@markherring.org, and my website is markherring.org, and also on Facebook, Mark Herring 33.
Terrific. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you being here. And thank you for joining us on Cox Local Edition on CNN Headline News. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and have a great day.